นะแม่กับลูกก็เป็นยังไงสมาธิฮะร้อนนะเดินจงกรมนั่งสมาธิฮะทำให้ใจสงบนะเมื่อใจมันออกนะดึงกลับมาอยู่กับพุทโธก็ลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกฮะลูกสาวทำได้ยังไงฮะทำได้ไหมลูกสาวเป็นยังไงฟังไม่รู้เรื่องฟังไม่ออกทำได้ไหมบ้างแล้วฮะให้แม่ตอบแทนแล้วใช่
แล้วเราก็ดูมันเฉยๆค่ะมันเป็นเองค่ะมันความเจ็บมันแยกออกมาเจ็บอีกทีนึงแล้วก็มีคนดูเจ็บ
แล้วสุดท้ายเป็นยังไงลุกก็ยัง
ลุกคือดีใจค่ะดีใจว่าเราจริงๆแล้วเรา
ก็เห็นนะเห็นสติกับอารมณ์นะอารมณ์ที่เป็นทุกข์นะก็เห็นอยู่นะแต่ไม่ต้องออกนะดูอีกต่อไปแต่เดี๋ยวนี้พิจารณาดูความเจ็บอยู่ที่ไหนอยู่ที่เส้นอยู่ที่เอ็นอยู่ที่ผิวหนังอยู่ที่กระดูกแล้วอยู่ที่ไหนอยู่ที่เนื้อดูต่อไปนะ
แล้วที่เราเดินเรากินเรานั่งเนี่ยค่ะมันไม่ต่อเนื่องมันขาดแต่ว่า
อะไรขาด
มันเหมือนกับว่าเราพอเรามีสติรู้เข้าไปแล้วมันตัดมันไม่ต่อว่าเรามันไม่ปรุงแต่งค่ะมันตัดไปแบบนี้
มันอยู่กับพุทโธก็อยู่กับลมหายใจแล้ว
เรารู้สึกตัวตลอดค่ะ
ไม่ก็ต้องอยู่กับพุทโธก็ลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกนะลมหายใจเข้านะมันอยู่แทบหมวกนะได้รู้นะนี่เป็น นี่เป็นแองเกิลของเรานะนี่ที่ดูตลอดเวลาเมื่อจิตมันจะออกจากนี่นะก็ถึงกลับมาที่นี่นะเมื่อเป็นพุทโธถึงกลับมาที่พุทโธเมื่อเป็นลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกถึงกลับมาที่มวกนะรู้ลมหายใจกำลังเข้าลมหายใจกำลังลึกก็ไม่ลึกก็มันสบายก็ไม่สบายก็ดูนะก็เป็นอะไรคุณภาพของลมหายใจเป็นยังไงคุณภาพของพุทโธเป็นยังไงดูตลอดเวลานี่มันฝึกสตินะฝึกสติก็เป็นความรู้ล้วนๆนะฝึกสติรู้นะลมหายใจเป็นยังไงพุทโธเป็นยังไงแล้วก็เหมือนกันนะพิจารณาทุกขเวทนาเป็นยังไงมาจากไหนเมื่อเราขึ้นก็ทุกขเวทนาก็ไม่มีมันจมตุนเรามันโลกเข้า
มันจะชอบเลี้ยวออกไป
ก็ไม่เป็นไรก็ช่วงแรกก็เป็นออกไปตลอดเวลาเดี๋ยวนี้จะตึงกลับนะนี่ความพยายามนี่ต้องการความพยายามนะและความพยายามอยู่ที่ไหนความสำเร็จอยู่ที่นั้นเนี่ยยอมน้ำนะไม่ใช่อยู่ที่นู้นเหมือนกันนะตอมนะไม่ตอมนะเหมือนกันนะอยากคิดเรื่องอื่นนะถามด้วยบางทีก็ถามด้วยมันจะคิดเรื่องนี้นะมันกี่พันกี่ครั้งแล้วจะมีผลอะไรมีแต่ผลให้ทำให้กวนใจนะตลอดเวลาและไม่ได้แก่อะไรด้วยนะ เมื่อคิดเรื่องนี้เดี๋ยวจะทำมันนี้เดี๋ยวจะทำมันนี้อีก2 อาทิตย์นะอีก1 ปีนะเมื่อเป็นอย่างนั้นนะจะทำอะไรนั่นมันนะความพงแต่งนะของเรานะเท่ๆของเรามันลองในนี่นะเมื่อเห็นนี่ก็ออกพุทโธพุทโธพุทโธนะลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกไม่ต้องสนใจเรื่องอะไรถึงใจมันสงบถึงไม่มีความคิดขึ้นมาถึงไม่มีความจำขึ้นมานะอยู่กับลมหายใจก็อยู่กับพุทโธนะสบายนะไม่มีความห่วงนะไม่มีอนาคตไม่มีอดีตนะมันจะห่วงเรื่องอะไรเมื่อไม่มีอนาคตยำนามมันจะห่วงเรื่องอะไรอนาคตก็ไม่มีไม่ต้องห่วงอดีตก็ไม่มีก็ไม่ห่วงเรื่องอดีตนี่มันเรียกว่าสมาธิเข้าใจไหมเนี่ยยมฝนเป็นยังไงทุกขเวทนา
ก็แยกกายแยกใจแล้วก็แยกวิชาจากกันได้หมดแล้วทั้งหลายแล้วก็ตอนนี้ก็กำลังดูจิตอยู่ก็คือเห็นกิเลสใจก็
เมื่อตามทุกขเวทนากับเวลาพิจารณาทุกขเวทนามันก็ไม่ว่าก็อยู่ที่ไหนอยู่เข้าสายก็เข้าขวานะดูถึงทุกขเวทนาก็หนีไปและไปที่อื่น
แล้วมันก็ดูตั้งแต่ตอนที่เริ่มนั่งเลยแล้วก็มันไม่มีเวทนาพอนั่งไปแล้วก็มันเริ่มปวดตรงไหนปวดเอ็นปวดกระดูกปวดหนังปวดเนื้อแยกออกมาแล้วก็เดี๋ยวมันก็ไม่เที่ยงมันก็นั่งไปเดี๋ยวก็หายแล้วก็มันก็ย้ายที่นั่งจนเห็นมันดับแล้วก็ดับ
และดูจะเกิดที่ไหนต้องให้เห็นชัดๆนะถ้าเห็นกับตานะตาภายใน
นะเรานั่งบ่อยๆนั่งไปนานๆเดี๋ยวมันก็จะจากที่มันปวดมากๆมันก็จะไม่ปวดนี่ก็แค่ชาแล้วก็อยู่ได้
นั่ง3 ชั่วโมง4 ชั่วโมงแล้วมันจะขึ้นนะ
ถ้าช่วงนี้ถ้า3-4 ชั่วโมงเวทนา
ไม่เคยมาแล้วเดี๋ยวนี้นั่ง6 ชั่วโมง
ต้องนั่งนานกว่านี้6 ชั่วโมงถึงจะเห็นเวทนาเพราะว่าเรานั่งบ่อยๆแล้วมันก็จะ
และพิจารณาร่างกายด้วยนะเนี่ยยมไหมตกใจรับแล้วเหรอไม่รับเหรอยุคข่ายร่างกายยังอยู่แต่จิตมันอยู่เมืองนอกเนี่ยใครอยู่ยมไม่ยมวันแล้วยมวันอยู่ไหนเนี่ยยกมานี่ก็เหมือนกันเนี่ยมันปุ้นวายตลอดนะในจิตของเรานะคิดเรื่องนี้คิดเรื่องโน้นและสุดท้ายก็ไม่ได้อะไรก็มามือเปล่านะเนี่ยมีแต่ทุกข์นะคิดเรื่องนี้คิดเรื่องโน้นสลับนะความคิดกับพุทโธก็ลมหายใจเข้าลมหายใจออกนะเดี๋ยวจะเจอความสงบนะก็เจอความสุขด้วยนะนี่ของเราต้องมีของดีนะเวลาภาวนาก็บางทีก็หนักนะต้องมีของดีด้วยนะแล้วสมาธิก็เป็นของดีนะที่มันนอนหลับนะแต่มันลำบากใช่ไหมเขามอนดีกว่านะสะดวกง่ายกว่าแต่มันไม่ใช่นะหลวงตาเขาพูดว่าอะไรนะมอนเข้ามอนก็มันไม่ใช่มัชฌิมาปฏิปทามัชฌิมาปฏิปทาก็เป็นความขยันมันเปลี่ยนเต็มที่สุดนะที่เขาทำได้นะอยู่กับพุทโธก็อยู่กับลมหายใจหลังจากนี้เมื่อใจมันสงบพิจารณาดูนะช่วงแรกก็พิจารณาทุกขเวทนาหลังจากนี้ก็อสุภังนะเปิดดูร่างกายนี่ของเราก็ไม่ได้ชอบเห็นนะและความโกรธขึ้นมาบางทีก่อนนั้น ความโกรธความโลภเกี่ยวกับร่างกายนี้อันเดียวชอบอันนี้ก็ความโกรธความโลภขึ้นมาไม่ชอบอันโน้นก็ความโกรธขึ้นมาเนี่ยเกี่ยวกับร่างกายนี้อันเดียวนะต้องพิจารณาดูร่างกายนี้ต้องดูเนี่ยนะเป็นอะไรภาคไหนจัดนี่จัดมือจัดแขนนะจัดหัวนะมันวางเนี่ยวางนี้ก็ดูนะมันภาคอะไรก็เรียกว่าร่างกายไม่มีร่างกายเป็น เป็นที่ผสมเนี่ยผสมทุกภาคนะผลิตทุกภาคนะก็เป็นร่างกายนะแต่เวลาผลิตก็ไม่ถูกนะเมื่อใส่ขานี้แล้วก็มันไม่ถูกต้องนะมันไม่เรียกร่างกายนะจะเรียกร่างกายเมื่อไหร่คิดดูนี่แล้วนะพิจารณาเข้าใจไหมโอเคออกไปได้อย่าไปนอนอีกนะเดินจงกรมนะนั่งสมาธิก็ทุกกุฏิก็มีแฟนอยู่นะพัดลมอยู่นะ So, Mechivindi, did you understand what I was talking about? Mechi Emily? How long? Mechi Sunanda? No? I mean, this is so simple, you know, it may be 50 words that I use in combination. My vocabulary is not very big, yeah. But that is the beauty of Thai, yeah. You don't have to have a big vocabulary, you just combine two words and make a new word, yeah. So you're here at the first university, and at the university, I mean, it is up to you how much effort, you know, how much effort you put into your practice. Huh? The practice is very simple. The instruction for practice is very simple. Yeah? It's either, you know, you do samatha, yeah? Samatha is making the mind calm, sticking with the Buddha or sticking with the breath at the tip of the nose, yeah? Knowing that the breath goes in, knowing that the breath goes out. Yeah? It's the same with the Buddha, knowing that the Buddha starts, knowing that the Buddha ends, knowing that the Buddha comes. Yeah? Knowing that the Buddha is calm, knowing that the Buddha is fast or is slow, you know, deep or shallow or whatever. You know, it's the same with the breath. Yeah? This is the practice of samatha, getting the mind calm. If the mind is calm and there are no more thoughts and there are no more memories, I mean, then it is like resting, yeah? We have a rest, yeah? And when we are in this samadhi, just like I explained in Thai, you know, I mean, there's no future and there's no past. There's just this present moment, yeah? There are no kilesas at that moment, there are no kilesas. Yeah? It's just knowing, you know, there's feeling, there's hearing, there's still all these things. Yeah? But we are not, yeah? But we are not separated. Yeah? And we don't feel lonely because we are not separate. We don't feel lonely. Yeah? We don't want anything. Yeah? And that gives us the peacefulness, or that gives us the happiness, or the joy. Yeah? Samadhi, you know, can vary, you know, from a lot of different experience, you know, depending on the characteristic of the people. Just some people just feel calm, other people feel joy, other people feel happy, and so on. Yeah, or other people just feel peaceful. Yeah? That depends on what you have done in your previous life. Yeah? It all leads up. Yeah? But we have to get to this. Yeah, it's called upachara samadhi or access samadhi. We have to get, every one of us. Yeah. I mean, it is required. There's no way around. Samadhi, I mean, I often talk about samadhi is not an option. Yeah? We have to have at least this stage of upachara samadhi. To make, just like we have the ability to sleep in the night when we work during the day. We need to rest the mind. And that is samadhi. We need to rest the mind. The samadhi itself doesn't bring us any insight. It doesn't bring us any wisdom. But it cools the mind down. It puts the mind to a rest so that we can do then, afterwards, once the mind has rested enough, then we can put it at work. And the work is in an investigation of the 5 khandhas. The 5 khandhas is the body, is Vedana, is feeling, is memory association, is thought formation, thought formations, and consciousness. These are the 5 khandhas that we have to investigate. And the first khandha we investigate is body. And the next khandha we investigate is body. And the third khandha we investigate is body. It's always body investigation together with bodily feelings. That's what we investigate until we have stopped or finished the investigation of the body, until we finish greed and hatred. Because that, once our body investigation is finished, there is no more greed and hate. But there still is delusion, So the 4, we have to tackle then, the 4 other khandhas, And that's where the work of, that's where the work of the practitioner differs, Before, for years and years and years, we just do body investigation, we open it up, or we we slash it apart, or we just take it apart, and putting out all the limbs, putting out our head, doing it detail, or just open it up and removing one thing by one thing, and lay it out in front of us, And then asking ourselves, if all the things are out there, what sits there and knows, all these things out there. We have to have a little bit of visualization to see these parts of the body that we take from our imagination of the body, down there, out there, and see, And what is there? What sits there? It's a chitta that knows, these are the body parts, And which body part, which part of the body is the body? The brain, the body, the heart, the body, the liver, the body. Which part of the body is the body? Then you assemble it again, When do you think, it depends on how you assemble it. Try to put your legs at your shoulder, you consider that a body, and your arms, at the lower torso, Do you think this is a body? Do you call this a body? When do we call a body a body? Some people have their head between the legs, would we call it as a body? When is a body a body? Lay it out, use your creativity, and see, what is it, what is it that you're so attached to? If you can get out of the body, that is wonderful, But if you can do this exercise of putting all the body parts there, and then see that the chitta and the body parts are 2 different things, maybe this is enough, for the separation of the body from from the chitta, because that is I call it the third fetter. I think in the text it's called the second fetter. Seeing that the body is not so. The third fetter, or I call it the second fetter, is constantly, fooling around with the precepts. When we are here in the monastery, we take the 8 precepts. When we are in the world, we can take the 8 precepts, or we normally take the 5 precepts. One day holding it, and then next day not holding it. That is the rule of fiddling with the precepts. The second fetter. The first fetter is not believing in heaven and hell, and not believing in Kamma. Even in the West, when they say, yes, it's karmic consequences, they don't understand what Kamma is. Whatever happens to us right now, be it good or be it bad, is a result of our own doing. There's nobody else who does these things unto us. And this understanding has not penetrated the West. It hasn't even penetrated Thailand. Most of the people, don't want to believe that it is karma, that comes back to them. If they don't have money or whatever they do, they don't get rich, or they can afford this, or this happens to them, or that. Some people want children and don't get children, it's karma. Some people, where the husband leaves or the wife leaves, it's karma. All these things are karma. And this karma is not from this life. This is something that is not understood correctly. They talk about instant karma. There is no instant karma. The karma comes back from the previous life. Whatever we have done. Just think about it. Think about it, the times of the Lord Buddha. When Devadatta tried to kill the Lord Buddha, why didn't he go? The first time he tried to kill him into the hell, if there was instant karma. He didn't. He tried 3 times, and only then on the 3rd time, he was swallowed up by the earth. So, and that is very seldom. Normally, when we do very bad things, and see, look at the world, look at the Western world, or look at other world, look at other countries. There are people who do extremely bad karma. They might have a very long life. They live until 80 or 90 or 100. But when they die, they go down to hell. Because our birth, our length of our stay here in this world, it depends on the karma of our previous life. The moment we are born in this body, our clock is ticking. And no matter what we do, the clock is ticking until it stops ticking. And when it stops ticking, that's when we die. And how we die is depending on our karma as well. If we die, long death, if we die, with lots of pain, or if we die very quickly, it's a result of our karma. And that is something that most of the people don't understand or don't want to understand. That's why the Christians call on God, if something bad is happening to them, please take this away from me. But if something good is happening to them, they don't run to God, please take this away from me. We think, that when we do something good, it must come back instantly. It doesn't come back instantly. It takes its time to ripe. And what did the Lord Buddha say? Some things, or most of the things that we do in this life will come back in the next life. But even some of our karma, takes several lives to come back to us because it takes time to ripe. Just like we know, like every farmer knows, when he plants some rice, he cannot eat it in the evening. But why don't we believe karma? Because we don't want. We don't want to, that bad things are happening to us. We want only good things are happening to us. But it's not our karma. Whatever you have done in the past, that is what you experience right now. Welcome it, say, okay, hello, there are you. How can I deal with you? Don't fight it, because if you fight it, it will come back, not with its own strength, plus the strength that you have fought with. Remember this, if you fight certain karma, with a lot of energy, with a lot of power, don't want to see it, don't want to, don't want to accept it, this is power, this is energy that you put into this karma. And then it comes back with its own karma, plus the karma that you put into it. I don't understand why people don't understand. The Lord Buddha gives all these things, have you read the sutras about karma? He doesn't say, who gives his life, to serve other people, he will be beautiful in this life. No, he said he will be beautiful in the next life. And who gives, all his belongings to other people, he will be rich in the next life. He didn't say he will be rich in this life. So, we only, when I was in the West, we only cherry pick. We only pick the things from the sutras that we like and think, this is it, yeah. We don't see the whole thing, yeah. One time there was a very beautiful fish that they caught, they caught, in the sea, and they brought it to the Lord Buddha, and said, why does this beautiful fish stink from his mouth, yeah? He said, because he lied, when he was a human being, he lied constantly, yeah? So, even when you're born as a fish, you will have this karma, yeah? Huh? This karma will come back to you sooner or later, yeah? So remember this very well, don't fight, welcome it and find, yeah? If you're practitioners, yeah, we not only look, we not only welcome the karma, but we look what kind of action, what kind of thoughts lead to this kind of karma. And then we eradicate the thought. And we eradicate, with the thought, we eradicate the action. And then this karma will not come back to us until it has worn out, yeah? That is what we have to do as practitioners. But it is very hard, it is very hard, to teach to Westerners, yeah? They normally don't believe this, yeah? If you tell a person, who is just robbed or mocked or, nearly put to death, that it is karma, he will not accept it. Yeah? He will not be able to accept it. In Thailand, it's much more accepted, yeah. Actually, in most of the Asian countries, karma is much more accepted. When you hear some of the stories, two people fighting each other, until one is dead, and then you said before he dies, okay, meet you in hell, yeah, because they know, they're going to hell. Yeah? They're going to reap the karma, the results of their deeds. It took me a long time, yeah. I started practicing in the West. What was it, 89, yeah? I started practicing in the West. I had good teachers. Yeah? I had teachers from every, it's not the right word, walk of life, yeah? No, from every sect, from every Buddhist sect. Yeah? My first teacher, he started with Mahasi Sayadaw personally, yeah? And then he went to Thailand, yeah? As a monk, and then he came back to Germany to teach. Yeah? And then I went to the spiritual capital in Devon, the spiritual capital of Europe, yeah? It was in Devon, top nest in Devon. Yeah? It was amazing, yeah? I stayed there for a year, yeah? And I met every teacher, that had some name, in the spiritual community in the West. Yeah? I met them, and sometimes, I took a course with them. No matter if it was Thich Nhat Hanh, coming from the Vietnamese tradition, yeah, or if it was Stephen Batchelor coming from the Zen tradition in Korea, or some from the Tibetan tradition, yeah. And some from the Mahasi Sayadaw tradition, or even Ayakema, who came from the Sri Lankan tradition. Yeah? I met them all, at that time, the circle was not very big, yeah. So I met them all, yeah. And whatever they said, whatever they taught, I took what was valuable for me. Yeah? I listened to them, and put it into practice if I found it valuable. But in the end, at the end, I knew that I don't know anything, yeah? And I knew that they don't know anything. They don't know the way out, yeah? They were teaching meditation, yeah? And teaching all sorts of things, and being there, over the time, be it 6 years, 6 years, yeah, probably. 6 years, I accepted a lot of misinformation, wrong teaching. but I knew within my heart, this is not the way out. So I looked, and one of the teachers gave me a book from Lunta Mahabodh. It was called Straight from the Heart, and it was really straight from the heart. So I read it, and after 2 chapters I knew, who is he? I need to go and see him. And then I went to see him. And I came to Thailand and went to his monastery, even though I was afraid, of the Thai language and of all the different customs. I went to see him. And when I saw him the first time, I knew I met my father, my venerable father and my venerable mother and my family. And I never needed to deviate. But the other thing I knew is, and that is very important, that moment I came to Wat Papantat and met Lungta Mahabodh, even though, I was really good in practice, I thought I was good, the teachers, told me all the things, good, nice things about me, told me, you have attained to this, you have attained to that, and of course I believed it, But the moment I came to Wat Papantat, I realized I hadn't even started practice. I didn't even know what practice is. All what I knew was a little bit of samadhi. I haven't even started practicing. And it took me 2 years, with a lot of effort from my teacher Lungta Mahabodh, to correct all my false views that I had, gathered over the 5 or 6 years that I was educated in the West by all these, quite famous teachers, And this is something that, that the people do not understand. I mean, coming here, and having the parami, the good fortune, to be with an Arahant teacher, like Lungta Mahabodh, meeting, I'm being with him, for 15 years, seeing, seeing his conduct, seeing his personality, seeing, everything, And then seeing also, different Arahants. At the time, there were still a few Arahants around. Seeing Lumpuli, one of his disciples. They had the same quality, but they had completely different characteristics. And seeing that and seeing the quality, or Lumpu Anla, the same. Or Lumpu Chia. They had the same quality. That you can't, you can't imagine, that there are, when they are, when you see, when I walked first through Wat Papantat, I saw Lungta Mahabodh, I didn't think anything. I thought, he was an older monk, because he was not there. There was nobody there, he was just, just a hung, walking along, But still, something pushed me down, I said, I have to pay my respect to him. And that is a quality that you find only in Arahant. And I had the fortune, to see these and also see the difference. Not only one, example, but a different example. It is very difficult. It is very difficult for Westerners. I went back to Germany. I tried to see, if there's a basis, where you can teach in Germany. I spent 4 or 5 months there, and went there, for a few years, for a retreat for a month or so. There's no basis. You cannot teach them because they don't have the basics. They're lacking the basics. And it took me a while to understand, what are the basics for practicing. It is respect. In the West, we respect ourselves and we respect the people that we like, but we don't respect everybody. We don't respect animals, we don't respect bad people, We only respect, people that we like, and what we think, That is not respect, That is choosing, liking, That has nothing to do with respect. Respect is respecting, the being inside of this personality or of this citta, Because every being has the right to be. Yeah? That's why it's called a being. Yeah? It has the right to be. We cannot harm it. Yeah? We should not harm it. Yeah? We should not take his life, or we should not punish it. Yeah? So, no matter how bad this person is, yeah, we still can respect it as a person, as a being. Yeah? Because beings are changing, their characteristic tendencies are changing over time. Yeah? Then they go to hell, if they're really bad, after a while they come out, and then they do the same thing, but over the time they will learn, to better themselves. Yeah? So this is missing in the West. We do not respect others. We only respect people that we like, yeah, and that we think, are worthwhile respected. Yeah? And it is our judgment that says this person is worthwhile to be respected. No, every person is worthwhile to be respected. Yeah? Then gratitude, it's completely missing. Yeah? I'm talking now about the West, I'm not talking about the Thai, because they are born with this, yeah? They are born with a silver spoon, yeah? They get everything at their birth, yeah? Their parents teach them gratitude, their parents teach them generosity, and their parents teach them respect, yeah? And you see that from the young people, yeah? Now it's going to change with all this influence from the West. It's changing in the same way, like, yeah? And if you don't have the spaces, yeah, your samadhi will not develop and your wisdom will not develop. Yeah? We do need that. Yeah? And that is something that is, I cannot show that in the West, because there is no environment for this. Yeah? It's only in Thailand where you can live. Yeah? You live with the Thais, you see the respectfulness of the Thais, not only towards monks, they are respectful towards each other. Yeah? They greet each other, they are nice to each other, they don't complain, they do complain behind the backs, but not openly, yeah. Yeah, he knows it also because he lives in Taiwan, so it's very similar culture, yeah. Yeah. And it does have some good, yeah. So without these, yeah, especially the generosity, the generosity of the Thais, you see them coming here, yeah. Before they go to work, they cook, they get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to cook for the monks, yeah. Think about that in the West, yeah. When I was in the West, when did the Western people come and see me? Saturday, Sunday, and what did they bring? A cake, yeah. And then I asked them, should I live for 1 week on this cake that you brought me? Because you come every night. Every night you want to have some meditation, you want to have some instruction, you want. Yeah? This neediness. Huh? And then they come, I bring you something. Yeah? Without the Thais, I would not have survived in Germany. Yeah? And it is, yeah, it's the same in England. Yeah? Because I lived also for 1 year in the monastery of Lumpucha, yeah, in England. Yeah, it's the same thing. Who is supporting them? The Thais. And wherever you go in the West, it's always the Thais that support the monks. Yeah, without the Thais, you wouldn't be able to live as a monk. You would die out of hunger. Yeah, and this kind of generosity or this kind of respect, and also the gratitude, without this, we cannot, yeah. We cannot evolve in our practice, yeah. So we have to have some, yeah. Without this, without a certain basis of gratitude, respect, and generosity, you would not be able to stay here for a long time. Yeah? It's impossible. I saw people, came to seeing Lungta Mahabor, and they wanted to stay for 3 months, and the next day they left. So often, it happens so often, yeah. Some of them were able to stay longer, but most of them, they were driven out, yeah. They didn't have the paramita to stay there, yeah. And it's also, it's karmic, yeah. So it is a basic requisite, before we even start practicing. And then we start practicing, keeping sila, samadhi, panya, keeping the 5 precepts, training ourselves in samadhi. until the mind is completely calm. Yeah. There's nothing in this. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. We just stay with the breath, or we stay with the Buddha. Yeah? And when we continue to stay with the Buddha, and we continue to stay with the with the breath, yeah, until it is so too difficult, to think one Buddha. Not because the Buddha is gone. We cannot form one thought anymore. That's how concentrated the mind is. The mind really closes into one point. Yeah? And you feel it, you can feel it. It's the same with this breath, yeah. At that time, the breath stops, yeah, and then people get afraid, because they think they die, yeah. If you tell yourself, if I go to sleep and don't know what is happening, I die, yeah. That's what happens to a lot of children, yeah. That's why they need some light, put some light on, so that they are not afraid of the dark, yeah. What happens? We don't know if we wake up, yeah, but we go to sleep, huh? Every day we go to sleep, and we are not afraid to wake up, yeah. And that is the same thing, yeah. The breath really stops, yeah. There's no more breath, yeah. But we get afraid, yeah. But actually, what we have to do is, to jump into the knowingness, knowing that the breath stops, yeah. And then everything disappears, what can disappear, yeah. And what is left is that, the knowingness, the pure knowingness, yeah. The knowingness that doesn't know object. That's it. It is important, yeah. Over the years, I met so many people, especially then, people came to Pantat, always, they were somehow attracted, yeah. Probably they heard about it, they were attracted, and a lot of people came from the disciples of Mahasi Sayadaw, yeah. And they all came, oh, I'm a Sotapanna, oh, I'm a Sakadagami, oh, I'm an Arahant, yeah. That's it, yeah. Because, and then I asked, how did you come? Oh, I did the seven coach stages of enlightenment, and now I'm finished, yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah? It is mental. Yeah? And that is what people do not understand. The belief of us can be very strong. We can really believe it. And I went through it. Yeah? Because in the West, some of the teachers said, you're this, or you're that, you're Sotapanna, or you're Sakadagami, or even one of said, you're Nanagami. Huh? And of course we want to believe it, yeah? We want to believe it, yeah? Until we see, until we feel there's something wrong, this kind of, what is going on, yeah? So I tell the people, be happy, if you believe you're Sotapanna, believe it. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, if you want to be an Arahant, I believe that you're an Arahant. Yeah, it doesn't change you. Huh? But I'm happy for you. Yeah? Because these people you cannot convince. Yeah? It is impossible. Yeah? I might have tried it, one or two times, to convince them. Yeah? But it is impossible. Whatever we believe, we strongly believe, yeah. You have to destroy your belief to see what is there, yeah. When there's nothing there, then And I sometimes, sometimes I just need to look, and I see, and I understand. Yeah? But it's not me that understands. It's not my faculty. I don't have faculties to see and understand. Yeah? It doesn't belong to me, yeah. It's not part of me. But sometimes I look at a person, and I see what is the problem. Yeah? And sometimes I look at the person and I don't see anything. Yeah? Because it's not a faculty of mine. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't come. So I can see, sometimes I can see, and sometimes I don't see, or most of the time I don't see. And most of the time I don't even want to see. Because what I see is not really, elevating. Yeah? Okay. So do your practice, yeah. Put the most of effort. This is one of the best places, for really practicing. Yeah? Lungta Mahabo always called, his monastery the first monastery, In the forest monastery, you can have 4 degrees, yeah? Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant, yeah? And I try, to keep the monastery at the same level, yeah, of university, so that the people are free. Yeah? The women don't have to cook food, Everybody is here to practice, yeah, as much as he can, and according to his characteristic. Some people want to walk for 9 hours. Some people want to sit through the night. It's fine, yeah. And then they come, and then they want to have a rest during the day. It's fine, yeah. Some people want to have a rest during the night. It's fine. It's university style. It's freestyle, yeah. So nobody tells you, now you have to sit for 1 hour. Now you have to walk for 1 hour. Now you have to sit for 1 hour, because that's not where your faculties develop. Yeah? Your faculties develop with your own effort, yeah. And then you sit, yeah. And you said, okay, 1 hour, that is not enough. I want to sit 3 hours, yeah. And when you sit 3 hours, I'm not getting calm, I want to sit 5 hours. Then you sit 5 hours, or you walk 5 hours, yeah. Whatever, yeah. That's why it's called a university, yeah. There is no classes, there is no. Yeah? There's instruction, there's sometimes, instructions, and there's questions and answers. Okay, so use your time wisely, don't waste your time, You don't know, when you die. You can die tomorrow, yeah? Or you can die in 50 years, yeah? And you don't know what is happening after you die. Where are you going? You don't know. Huh? We might go to hell, yeah? We might become a ghost, yeah? Or we might go, yeah, probably not, in the animal realm, yeah? Or some of us, might even go to heaven, yeah? When you're in heaven, there's hardly any dukkha, yeah? So, would you practice in heaven? No. I mean, people who have no dukkha never come to practice. Never seen anybody, with no dukkha. Oh, I'm so happy, I come and want to practice. Dukkha is the biggest motivation, and we have to see it in our life, yeah? All these unsatisfactory thoughts, all these unsatisfactory feelings, yeah, that we brew up ourselves, yeah? We have to see how we brew it up, yeah? Dukkha can be a great great incentive for us, to practice, yeah? But for other people, it is anatta that all these things don't mean anything, yeah? Not me, not mine, it doesn't belong to me, yeah? Some of them, very few, yeah, see it, yeah? And that this is the motivation, yeah? So where's the essence, If all these things do not belong to me, where's the essence? Where can I find the essence of it? Actually, my teacher, my venerable teacher said there are 3 doors to Nibbana. It's dukkha, anicca, anatta, dukkha. Yeah? For us, mostly it's just dukkha. Yeah? Impermanent. Some people, see it, everything, falls apart. Yeah? You build something, falls apart. You are born, falls apart, and then you die. Yeah? And next life, we are born again, and it falls apart again. Yeah? I mean, when are we going to stop? When are we going to stop being born? Yeah, because when we are not born, we don't die. Yeah? So we don't have all this dukkha. Okay, I think that is enough for today. Yeah. And remember one thing, wherever you go, the only thing that you meet is yourself, and nothing changes. No matter where you go, yeah, you meet yourself. Yeah, you cannot escape yourself except when you do practice. Well, some people think, I need to go there. I need to go there. Yeah. Yes, for 2 or 3 weeks it's the same. Yeah. It's nice and beautiful, And then they see themselves, meet themselves again, and it's the same shit. Yeah. Huh? Yeah? Then they go to another place. It's so nice. It's so nice. I don't see myself. Yeah. I don't see all this dukkha. Yeah. And then after 3 or 4 weeks, or maybe 3 months, they see themselves. No, I need to go to another place. Yeah. I mean, The Venerable Ananda, when he went on Pindadat with the Lord Buddha, they called it camel hair or whatever, yeah. And he didn't like this insults, and he said, he told the Lord Buddha, let's go to another city, yeah. And the Lord Buddha answered, what do you do if they call you the same things, if you call your names there, yeah? Then we go to another city. And then the Lord Buddha said, you can't escape yourself, yeah? You have to face up to it, yeah? And no matter where you are, you can face it up, yeah? Face up to it. Okay, now it's finished.